Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, let me ask you a question. Are you ready? Let me ask you another question. Did you forget? You forgot. I know you did. I forgot too. So the question is, are you ready? And if you forgot, guess what? You're not ready. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure you don't, or at least most of you don't, go back and check my last few videos. I don't know. I mean, I can't really count, ladies and gentlemen, so some number of videos. Oh, I apologize for all the political videos that I uploaded yesterday, but I'll tell you, in making MGTOW videos, sometimes I go crazy politically, and I just start uploading stuff. So I'm sure you're wondering, are you ready for what? And the answer is, are you ready for the assault, for the attack that's coming your way? You forgot it was coming, didn't you? It's okay. It's okay. I forget too. Yeah. Some of you are hearing this. Some of you men are hearing this and you're saying, what the fuck is he talking about? You'll find out. Don't worry. You'll find out. But you won't necessarily remember, what it's from and where it's from. You'll just know that, you've been hurt, that you've been knocked out. You'll just know that. And then you'll just know that you're angry. But you won't know why, you won't know how, you won't know what to do. And the reason is because we men were at war. We are at war. And you keep forgetting it. You're wondering, how the hell could I forget something so, drastic as war? And the answer is because it's not a physical war. It's a psychological war. And you are designed to overlook problems and to just barrel through them and to overcome them and to ignore obstacles. It's part of your male nature. And we are in a gender war, an ideological war. And it's really bad, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, we're kind of getting our asses kicked. And your individual state as a man is the indicator of our state in this struggle. And I'm not singling any, one out personally, but I'm just saying that our culture runs off of male disposability, and men worshiping women is the hook through the nose, one of them, the main one, that's used to control the men. And this psychological war is your larger moneyed interests. It's not even an intentional conspiracy, just wanting to retain power. Large social groups simply wanting to exert their political influence. And these interests are against the interests of the individual free man who works in a capitalistic system because they don't want competition. They want to hold on to their power. Women are their natural allies because women are mainly concerned with, immediate material gain and security. They don't have great planning. They can't look into the future. They don't understand certain human motivations, the motivations of a man. Well, they do. They understand them quite well, as a matter of fact. So this is the struggle that we're in, and understand that all of the conditioning, all of the information that men are getting from the media, from the world around them, from the women around them, from the institutions around them, mainly, like the government, media, religion, education, the arts, entertainment, they're echoing and reinforcing and mirroring this same message, this psychological attack on men, this disdain, this contempt for masculine virtue, for competitiveness, for aggressiveness. And I don't mean hostility, and I don't mean, hurting people. Self-reliance, independence, freedom, okay? So individual men expressing freedom, in a market sense, in an individual sense, not breaking the law, not hurting people, just men doing that. This is a threat to established systems, to established moneyed interests. These interests easily capture women. And weak men, blue pill men, who want to please women, this is their mating strategy to go along with this system. And that's the psychological attack that the men are under. That's the condition that they're in. So the minute you turn on the radio, the minute you turn on the TV, the minute you're watching a commercial, the minute you're talking to somebody who is interacting with the world in that way, that's it. You're under attack for being a man. And the more independent and the stronger you are as a man, the more suspicious they are of you, the less they like you. That's the psychological attack you're under. And as a man, your nature is to say, nobody's poking me with a sharp stick, nobody's hurting me, there's no problem here, I'm moving on. I know this. So it's as if your very nature is being used against you. And it is. It really is. So that's what I'm suggesting we forget. And what I'm further suggesting is that there is an assault, an attack from the mainstream media, from feminists, socialists, women, a victim class of people within our society, within our culture, within Western civilization. And it's not even, again, it's not necessarily this mean, vindictive conspiracy. It's just them trying to get free stuff, them, pitching a fit like a spoiled child. And you can see it in the mainstream media. They're not reporting the news. You know what I mean? They're making up personal attack stories on individuals, and then they're creating this narrative with this seeming authority. And that's it. That's what they do. Okay, they peddle this false narrative of who they like and who they don't like. And as the results of the real world and reality and the markets affect them, they pitch these stronger fits and they launch these, greater attacks. So that's what you need to be ready for. And that's what a lot of the clips that I uploaded yesterday about all the political stuff are about. And what they're doing with Trump, the mainstream media, is they're attacking his surrogates. They're attacking his people. And they're attacking him on process. They're trying to, find little technical mistakes. In other words, when somebody said the word or when they should have said the word and, which is, quite natural within conversation. So, and then when they find these things, they drum up the story on that. And this hypes up the emotions of their audience. And that's their market influence. And they're doing this, for clicks, for views, for influence, for attention, and for power, for influence. And they don't care about the truth. They care about what they want. Now, what I'd further like to point out in this video is that the attack on men is so fundamental that the idea of what your self-interest is has also been compromised. For example, the idea of what a man is has been compromised. It's like printing money in an economy, right? It's like no matter how good of a man you are, if they tarnish what a man is, the entire reputation of what a man is, then you've just kind of, you're screwed. You're screwed. And adopting the values of this group, of this victim class of people, of this socialist class of people, of this feminine-minded group of people, of this magical thinking, emotional way of looking at the world, it's a slave morality. It's an inversion of real virtue is what it is because, of this resentment. This is a view adopted by many men in order to get along in the system. I am not suggesting that all men who are getting along in the system are doing this, but I am suggesting that this is how the young men are indoctrinated. This is how they're taught, and this is how they behave. This is why when they, express views that are contrary to the status quo, they get nervous. Check out some of my earlier videos. Okay, so let me just say this. What the individual man believes that his self-interest is to make as much money as possible, to have as much material success as possible, so that he can attract a woman, so that he can reproduce. That's it. Now, here's the thing. Man should have money, man should have material success. He needs it. Men, they want to get together with women, biological imperatives. But that's not what the man's self-interest is exclusively. This is the mindset that has been put into the modern man. He'll work himself to death for an ungrateful bitch. He'll sacrifice to a state that won't remember his name, doesn't know his name, just knows him as a number. So to find out that all these ideals that the man uses, that are within the man, motivating the man, they're not true. This is devastating. But it's a truth he needs to face. It's a false version of self-interest. It doesn't account for the individual man's happiness, well-being, health. It makes the man into a servant to the economic interests of the state or to whoever has, the money. And he's doing it, the man's doing it for sex mostly and for status. So, that's another one of the controls that are used on him. Now, why can't the men come to this awareness on their own? And the answer is because they're being psychologically attacked constantly. And the entire image of what a man is being undercut. So we live in this society that says men have no value, that men have no virtue. And to stop complaining because you're not the one who's, under attack. So the man is reduced, all of his humanity is stripped away. And there's no reason to be upset about it because they do it by instinct. Insect populations are structured in this way as well. This isn't something that they're doing. This is something that happens, that if you can't understand what's happening and extract yourself from it, that it's going to happen. So I want men to be aware of that as well, because it's nothing personal. You know, this whole system will rip the man to pieces and destroy him, and the women will just lie about him and ruin him and, you know, laugh about it. And it's devastating to the man, but it's not personal. I know, you know, she's doing it to you personal. It's happening to you personally, of course, but they do it with everybody. So don't let it bother you too much, you know. And it is a psychological attack from the whole society upon the very image and character of what it is to be a man, so that the man doesn't even have enough pride. So what I'm suggesting with that is that since it's a psychological attack, guess what? It is a psychological injury that manifests physically in many instances. And since it's not personal, I'm saying, guess what? You don't have to take that psychological attack anymore. It's there, but you don't have to, it's not for you. You know, the effects of it can now just wash over you, or they can start to dissipate out of you. That's what I'm hoping can happen with these series of videos that I've been doing this week. So go ahead and check out my last few videos and let me know what you think about this subject in the comment section below. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. Especially subscribe, because there's, you know, a ton of content, and especially share, because the message is really important and I just want other men to hear the message. So I would appreciate it. And join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.